And Shamrock 39 Charlie, the wind is calm, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, be good.
Take off 10 right, Shamrock 39 Charlie, with your best.
Russia 43 from CR7, line up runway 10 right, from 07, line up the way 10, what's it, 43. Shamrock 504, low, taxi CR7, hold short of 10 right.
Taxi 77, hold short of 10 right, Shamrock 504.
Howdy y'all. So I've left it till the absolute last minute as possible. The problem we have is it could change at any minute. The sock is jumping between easterly and westerly. We're currently on easterly. This Polaris is due out in the next half hour or so.
Right, you are there, take off, bye bye. Cover take off 10 right, with set 43, bye. Final 9 Hotel, Charlie from Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right, and wait.
From Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right, try and answer, Charlie.
Alias, Boeing lad, Jay Hines, Brian, Martin, Johnny,
Conviner 9
George,
Hotel, Charlie, thank you for your
Patrick Campbell,
patience there. The wind is
DNO Rail,
220 at 6 knots, runway 10 right, you are
Aviation.
here.
Welcome,
Talk
folks.
to you later, bye bye.
That's it, for taking my answer, Charlie. Thank you.
So, we're here solely for the purpose of getting this Canadian Air Force plane. We'll put an hour at it, and then back to normal tomorrow. But I did promise, or I did say I would be here, and I don't like
Johnson 15 November, Echo,
not turning up, you know.
Right, and wait.
And away, 10 right.
Like I said, the only thing, we have to be careful because, look at that. At the moment, it's moving around quite a bit. But it's a tailwind now for departures, which they won't like. Yeah, Martin, it has already changed. So you can see it's meant to be quite variable for the next couple of hours, but all it's going to take is one missed approach on the north side and they could flip it, and this thing could depart the north side and we're set up on the wrong side. So fingers crossed.
Shamrock 504 from Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right, with multiple lanes runway before departure.
Having a look on radar, it is already online. You'll see it there on the west apron, the CFC call sign. dirty cloud above us, making things dark. I'll fix it now in a second.
Ryanair 2 Sierra Mike, hello, taxi Sierra 7 and hold short of 10 right.
Taxi Sierra 7, hold short of 10 right, Ryanair 2 Sierra Mike.
Thomas, it is an Airbus A310 converted to an MRTT, which is a multi-role tanker transport. There you go, Chief. Be grand. Funky, welcome. Ado, hello. Now, we have to will this to happen. Because literally a potential change at any moment, and then we're done. Cooked. Had I been smart, doesn't happen often, so, but had I been smart, I could have set up with the ratchet strap on the van roof and limped around the far side if it changes, but I'm on the pillar, so I can't lump that all the way around the corner with me. EI LARF LRF off to Bordeaux. Its scheduled departure is 11, but like I said, if you have a look on radar, flight radar, it's already online.
Mark 504, the wind is 230 with 6 runway 10 right. You are clear to take off. Bye bye.
Up your right, we'll get a takeoff from Shamrock 504.
Ryanair 2 Sierra Mike, from Sierra 7 line of runway 10 right down.
Dub van, looking like a Google car. Ado driving around with the camera on the roof. Well, technically, if I secure it down enough, like I normally do with the ratchet straps, it shouldn't move. I'm not willing to test it though, unless I absolutely have to. Graham. Hello. Going by the forecast, the big wind is at 3.
Ryanair
That's the big
2
change.
Sierra Mike, the
Okay.
wind is 2106, runway 10 right. You are clear to take off. Bye bye.
Never take off, runway 10.
Ryanair to Liverpool.
Ryanair 9 November from Sierra 7 line of runway 10 right. Ambient.
Sierra 7 line of runway 10 right. Ryanair 9 November.
Matt, how do?
Ryanair 9 November, the wind is 210 with 5, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
10 right, clear takeoff, Ryanair 9 November, see ya. Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right, and wait, yeah, 5 street.
Westjet 53 on line up, wind is 220 at 5 knots, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Copy the wind, clear for takeoff, 10 right, Westjet 53, morning.
Natman, welcome. Patricia, hello.
Atmo Jet 251, hello, from Sierra 7, line up, runway 10 right, and wait.
Sierra 7, line up and waiting, runway 10 right, now, Secretary 251, hello.
Little foggy. We've got a posh wave too, so we can't complain. Prater 600 off to Brack. I believe there is a barn there.
Atmo 2, correction, Atmo Jet 251, the wind is calm, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Take off runway 10 right, runway 10 right, Atmo Jet 251, have a good day.
Call sign Atmos for Atmospherica Aviation, I
Number
believe.
40 Delta Bravo from Sierra 7, line up, runway 10 right, and wait.
Line up and wait, 10 right, Seabird 40 Delta Bravo.
They had to think about that. They didn't power up. Or they didn't go full power nearly straight away. They let it slow roll for a couple of seconds first. No. How convenient that
Adrian's able to participate more today, right at this very moment.
Wet woe on the way. Len, morning to you. So, BA 320 to Heathrow next. It doesn't look like they're going to switch ops. We're at the moment, we're good. It's gone all. Not happy.
Speedbird 40 Delta Bravo, the wind 180 at 4, runway 10, right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Clear takeoff 10 right, Speedbird 40 Delta Bravo, fine.
Shamrock 66, hello, you depart from Sierra 6 or Sierra 7?
We'd like full length, stay please, Shamrock 66.
Shamrock 66, taxi Sierra 7 and line up runway 10 right, and wait.
Sierra 7, line up 10 right and wait, Shamrock 66.
BA nearly rotated quicker than the Froggy. They were so slow to get rolling. Sean, morning to you. Harass, hello. Patrick's with us that long. He remembers back in early days where we told Parat we were just going to say pirate all the time.
Shamrock 626 on line up to Windows 220 at 4, runway 10 right, and you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Take off from line up 10 right, Shamrock 66 right.
Six maybe? A little bit of 6? No. Kiarka, welcome. Keyboard. Didn't realise there was an ORCAF 332 in today. It's a H310 Polaris.
Elegant, inspirational, divine, virtuous, majestic,
So on
retro,
here 513 yellow,
with
taxi
the
Sierra
cute
7, line up
button
runway 10
nose.
right and wait.
607, line up 10 right and wait, correct, 513 yellow.
Austria 513. The wind is 2404, runway 10 right. You are clear. Take off. Bye bye.
10, take off. Across the mountain. Thank you. Bye bye.
They're not hanging around. They got a split.
Channel 404, hello from Tier 7, line up runway 10 right.
Morning. Flight 7, line up 10 right. Flight 74.
Retro. Off to Rome. Fiumicino. No. There's more to Croatia than Split. Yeah, I've been to apart and separate as well. I'm sorry. That was a bad one.
And Channel 404, the wind is 230 runway 10 right. You are clear. Take off. Bye bye now.
Clear for takeoff. 10 right.
KT.
404, please.
Morning. JetBlue to Boston, followed by WestJet to Toronto. Our Polaris this morning is no longer going to Ottawa. Changed destination to Goose Bay.
Taxi 354, low, taxi Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right, and wait.
Sierra 7, line up and wait 10 right, jet 354. Good morning.
Best of luck with the meeting,
Jet
Martin.
354, line up the wind is 2706, runway 10 right, towards there, takeoff. Bye bye.
10 right, clear
Monster
for takeoff.
spotter,
Bye-bye. Next
hello.
time, JetBlue 354.
Talk to you then.
Jer, hello to you. After I went home yesterday afternoon, obviously onto the bike and into work, got on the bike and it was 30 degrees. And I'll repeat what I said a few weeks ago. I've never experienced it where it's almost too warm to be on a motorcycle in Ireland. But yesterday was one of those days. 30 degrees all the way until I got to the airport, and then it dropped to 29 just around the airport here. I was like, no. And then leaving in the wee hours this morning, it was still 22 degrees on the temperature gauge. I was like, oh my God.
Extra 47, hello, line up runway 10 right, and wait.
Line up and wait 10 right, let's get 47.
I was going to adjust the camera for the cloud cover, but it's going to be short-lived. It's going to disappear. Oh no, maybe not. We'll adjust anyway. Let's see. We did get a Wookiee from the JetBlue.
And WestJet 47, the wind is 270 at 6 knots. Runway 10 right, towards there, takeoff. Bye bye.
Clear takeoff 10 right, WestJet 47. Bye-bye.
WestJet Max 8 to Toronto.
JetBlue 580 climbing out of 2000 for flight level 090.
Hello, sir, you're still with Tara. Give the onward frequency.
Sorry for that.
No problem, I'll talk to you soon.
Ned, yeah, you're grand when you're moving, especially if you have decent vents on the jacket. I have the Alpine Stars Dry Star gear because I use the bike all year round, so it has to be extremely waterproof. But even with the liners out, because it's that Dry Star liner to keep the rain out, it's not letting air in at all. So you're nearly driving with the jacket open. And yeah, as soon as you stop, the heat rising from the bike and you is just, yeah.
One like this yellow, taxi 07, runway 10 right, number.
Hello, taxi 07, line up Aviation, runway 10 right, contact.
Tower 7, runway 10 right, departure, take off, bye-bye.
Katie is asking what the Wookiee is. The noise made from the Pratt & Whitney engine, the little howl. Wookiee.
Stone, you can like whiskey line up on my 10 right and wait. Where? On the 10 right. Stone.
Going up in the Dare.
Sun 22 Mike Whiskey, surface wind 220 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, flight. Take off runway 10 right, Passman Jet 121, hello, line up runway 10 right and wait. Line up 10 right and wait, Osmo 121.
Shane, morning. Sue, how do? J-Ro, welcome back. As soon as I turn, watch.
That's a bit 121, surface wind 220 degrees, 4 knots, maximum 0, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. So hands free from the X-ray line, runway 10 right and wait. Runway 1, Doha. I think the next landing up on the back.
You see, that's what the other froggy didn't do. And they're the same plane, so anyway. Still no movement from the Canadian Air Force plane. Lufthansa lined up for Munich.
Lufthansa 3 max ray, surface wind 230 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Lufthansa 3 max ray, clear for takeoff, 10 right.
We really need that to get moving because wind 230 degrees. If they get a gap, they could change runways. Sue, it was due out at 11, so I'm hoping any time in the next few minutes.
Ryanair 33 Golf Tango, surface wind 240 degrees, 4 knots, max 10, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. 0 clear for takeoff, Ryanair 33 Golf Tango. Ryanair 28 Juliet Bravo, line up runway 10 right and wait.
That's wait, 10 right, Ryanair 28 Juliet Bravo.
Tower Delta 177. Delta 177, hello, passenger message? Yeah, on the departure, there's a restriction 4,000 feet at Delta Whiskey 553. We're going to have a hard time making that, we're going to go shy. Delta 177, roger, that's copied. Do you have the numbers of to what altitude you're at by Delta Whiskey 553? Well, the lodge is going around 3,700 feet, 300 feet low. Okay, yeah, that's no problem. I'll pass it on to this radar and should be fine. Alright, appreciate that. Alright, Sierra Chile Bravo, surface wind 250 degrees, 6 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Give take up to 10 right, I'm about to ring it 3 2 Bravo.
Ryanair 66 kilo uniform, line up runway 10 right and wait. Line up runway 10 right, wait, line up.
That noise we just heard was them opening the gate behind me, Adrian.
Ryanair 66 kilo uniform, surface wind 240 degrees, 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, right. Take takeoff runway 10 right, right. Delta 17, runway 10 right, wait, by Sierra. Okay, runway 10 right. And then somewhere in the top, okay.
I don't know, Ado, there's two Jeeps back there. They've closed it up again, but they didn't drive in this side.
Delta 177, surface wind 240 degrees, 6 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Takeoff 10 right, Delta 177. Camera 5, Tango Juliet, surface wind 260 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Right. Right.
Aer Lingus to Nice.
Scandinavian 30 Echo, line up runway 10 right and wait. Line up right, come on to the right, name on 30 right.
We have SAS to Oslo, then Ryanair to Amsterdam, circumference to Newquay. There's an A330 pushed back for JFK. Come on, Canforce. Johnny, welcome.
Scandinavian 30 Echo, surface wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. 10 right, clear for takeoff. Canadian 30 right. Ryanair 1 Lima Charlie, hello. Line up runway 10 right and wait. Line up wait runway 10 right. Ryanair 1 Lima Charlie, surface wind 250 degrees, 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
So Carco, was it a dark night?
November line up runway 10 right and wait. That's mate, 10 right, that's 2 November.
All eyes on what the A330 to JFK does. We wanted to turn left and straight across instead of left and then right.
4 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 10 right, 62 November.
Jesper, welcome.
Shamrock 1462, line up runway 10 right and wait. Wait, runway 10 right, Shamrock 1462.
We're okay. A330 still coming this way.
Shamrock 1462, surface wind 240 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 10 right now, Shamrock 1462.
So this is the one Brian is saying is going to a different airport due to the
morning, line up runway 10 right and
Etna
wait.
eruptions.
Morning, line up and wait, runway 10 right, Shamrock 1. Exit takeoff. Centron, 12 Bravo, Tower Demand, continue here, hold short of
Brian, chat later. Thanks for being here. Sorry this is delayed, you end up missing it.
Shamrock 1 extra tango, surface wind 240 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, see you later. Clear for takeoff, runway 10 right, talk later, Shamrock 1 extra tango. Bravo, here, 3 5,
Michael, morning to you.
Jefferson 1 Bravo surface wind 250 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Clear takeoff 10 right, Jefferson 1 Bravo. 105 hello, Sierra 7 line up, runway 10 right and wait.
Okay, line up, runway 10 right and wait at Sierra 7. Number 105.
Hello, Sierra 6. Line up from the 10 right way. Second station up, go away from the 10 right way. Come up with my last line, 1 inch back to the transfer.
Understood. Line up and wait at runway 10 right with intersection. So, 105.
Stone 6 9 Mike surface wind 2403 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Looking good, I want to Ryanair 6 November Yankee. Hello, taxi November Sierra 7 hold short, runway 10 right. 18 Sierra 7 hold short, 10 right, and 6 Yankee.
Ian, welcome back. Gary.
Try that again. Gary, hello.
Nah, he didn't wave back.
Tried it though, tried it.
I hope not. I do have the umbrella here with me just in case.
Camera 105 surface wind 230 degrees, 4 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
So, Ella, off to JFK.
Ryanair 6 November Yankee, line up runway 10 right and wait. It'll be 2 minutes for wait. Then runway 10 right and wait. It'll be Ryanair 6 Yankee.
Fixer, be careful, the airport police don't tell you to. I heard they can be a bit. Never had a problem with them once you're not in the wrong spot. And I mentioned it before, I even had one of the airport police sergeants come up to me one day and I thought I was in bother. And he was clearing out, his father had sadly passed away, and he was clearing out his father's possessions. And he found an A to Z aviation book and he was driving around the airport looking for a spotter to give it to, and he gave it to me. So, no. Dublin Airport police aren't a problem once you're not doing something silly like putting a ladder up against a fence or anything. 3 metre rule, you're not allowed within 3 metres of the fence.
Ryanair 6 November Yankee, surface wind 230 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, Ryanair 6 November Yankee.
Ryanair to Kerry, clear to take off.
Mike Echo Sierra, pretty hot service. Mike Echo Sierra, continue now towards Palmerstown, report Palmerstown. Go ahead Palmerstown, Echo Sierra. Gemstone 6 for Bravo, line up runway 10 right and wait. And wait, 10 right, 6 for Bravo. Gemstone 6 for Bravo, surface wind 240 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Still take off on the right, for Bravo.
Martin kept me mouth shut so I could get back to watch.
Press U14, enter runway 10 right, vacate onto runway 16, call vacate. Enter 10 right, port vacate onto 16. U14, Mike, India November, Echo Sierra, contact Western Tower 122.405, bye. Ryanair 9 Delta Juliet, line up runway 10 right and wait, runway inspection in progress. Line up and wait, runway 10 right, Ryanair 9 Delta.
Kenny Mac, welcome.
Rescue 14, vacated on 24 now. Rescue 4, thanks for that. Hold short runway 10 right and contact ground 121.805. 121.805 and hold short.
Mate, no, it was meant to leave at 11 and it hasn't yet. It is online, you can see it on flight radar, but it's not moving. Let's hope it doesn't go tech or postpone again on me. Ryanair lined up for Milan.
Ryanair, 9 Delta Juliet, surface wind 260 degrees, 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Brian, welcome.
0 right, clear for takeoff, Ryanair, 9 Delta Juliet.
I'm not liking this though.
Ryanair 6 Kilo Charlie, hello, line up runway 10 right and wait.
It's getting stronger.
10 right, Ryanair 6 Kilo Charlie, hello.
Ryanair for Copenhagen next. Freddie, howdy.
Ryanair 6 Kilo Charlie, surface wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, see you later. Runway 10 right, Ryanair 6 Kilo Charlie, bye bye.
We're in for a little minty treat now.
JetBlue 842 Tower, hello, taxi, Sierra 7, line up for my 10 right and wait.
Sierra 7, 10 right, line up and wait, JetBlue 842.
Mate, I hope it comes before then too, so I can go back to bed. Oh, Roberto. Where are you gone? Roger. Wabbit just ran across the taxiway there. What's that? There's a boy stuck down the well. Yeah, you're gonna need to move, bud. Don't want to see you. Smart bunny.
KLM 138, surface wind 150 degrees, 4 knots, max 10, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, right.
Red clear to take off runway 10 right, clear to give a moment, please. Number 1 6.
Please get back. 7763, my line up runway 10 right, wait.
And then 10 right, wait.
Wonder when the last time is we had 2 blue planes in a row on stream. Patrick, chat to you later again. Out of my control, this thing being delayed. I apologise.
Surface wind 150 degrees, 4 knots, max 10, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, right.
Clear takeoff 10 right, Jameson 66, famous on.
ATR to Manchester.
56 Mike Whiskey, line up runway 10 right for me.
Runway 10 right, 56 Mike Whiskey.
I remember there was one Blue Monday. That was the day of the new order, wasn't it? Ruby, hello.
Five 6 Mike Whiskey, surface wind 130 degrees, 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, right.
So takeoff 10 right, 5 6 Mike Whiskey.
Michael, it was due out at 11. It's still sitting online there. You can see it on flight radar.
Ryanair, 4 above 2.
Hasn't moved yet. Only one reason why Ruby arrived, look.
Center fall about surface wind 140 degrees 5 knots, 10 right, clear for takeoff right, right, running 968, Tower, hello, 68 for the person. Running 968, taxi, line up to 10 right, and wait. Line up to the right and wait, so second to power to the
Going to get loud here. You're probably not going to be able to hear me. So once they're all parked in front of us like this, I will be quiet.
40 degrees 5 knots to my 10 right, clear takeoff.
The code runway 10 right, I will in 968.
Ryanair 808, runway hello, taxi, clear, fast, 10 right. Clear, 7, also 10 right. Flight 9, taxi, clear, fast, 10 right. Dental, 6 passing kilo, taxi, Air 7, hold short, runway 10 right. Air 7, short, Ryanair 5 exit passing, taxi, Air 6, hold short, runway 10 right. Air 6, also the 10 right, runway 1, had a couple of Dental, hello, hold Air 6, hold short, Air 6, Dental, hold on. 998, turn right, 1, 2, 3, 6, Ryanair 803 at Doha, flying from the wind to the right, away from the wind,
Away runway 10 right, Ryanair 803 at Doha.
Ryanair 803 runway 77, 40 degrees, 5 knots, 210 right, take off. 1 meter right, 6 knots, 5,000 line up 10 right and wait there. Second departure out there. 911 right Line out 15 echo half a mile, 10 right and wait.
And if we're waiting for 10, 1 5
And top of the line up here, 7 number 1 back.
Thank you, number 1 now, 1 5
That's 1 line in the back of the chair, that's hold short on the right. Then hold short on the right. 1 line.
Off ready I am. I have noise cancelling headphones plugged into the camera here so I can control what I'm hearing. So if you have a look on flight radar, you can see it's been online since before we went live. It's just sat there on the west apron with its transponder on. It was due out at 11. I have no update. Even the app I normally use is saying nothing else.
Quebec, hello, I just took over there. Taxi Sierra 6, hold short of 10 right.
Sierra 6, hold short, 10 right. No problem, thank you very much. Runner 1 Tango Quebec. Get the iron up, bro.
Yes, I got the ironing done. Scandinavian 5 Delta.
Sorry, dude.
Winds is
How are you?
1405.
Eventually this will
Runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Up 0 right, clear to take off. Scandinavian 51 Delta, bye bye.
Jensen 26 Papa Kilo and Jensen 19 Lima, hello. I have one more departure to get ahead, away ahead of you from Sierra 6. She just has a slot today, so it'll be the Ryanair on Sierra 5 and then it'll be yourself for departure. Thanks for your patience here.
Get a rest, I get the iron done, I think. Great drying of that wind.
I know what time is back from Sierra 6, Ryanair behind 10 right away.
Sierra 6, 10 right, line up away, runner 1 negative.
So 26 Papa Kilo from Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right and wait, you are number 2 for departure.
Sierra 7, line up wait, runway 10 right, captain 27, 26 Papa Kilo.
So, intersect departure for Ryanair to Malaga.
Ryanair 1 Tango Quebec. Wind is 13015, runway 10 right. You are clear, take off, bye bye.
Yep, take off 10 right, runner 1 Tango Quebec, clear to bye.
It's gonna get a lot louder here in the next minute or two, folks, so I'll be quiet again. You'll see why now.
Gemstone 26 Papa Kilo, the wind is 1306, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off, bye bye.
Take off from me.
And Gemstone 19 Lima, from Sierra 7 runway 10 right, and wait.
Bye, Sierra 7, line up wait, 10 right, captain 1 Ireland.
Lima, thanks for your patience. Wind 1406, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off. Bye bye.
Take off 10 right, all the best down, Jim. So, one done anyway.
ATR to Liverpool.
So far, we're in the Emirates Airport.
No, unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring you down to the end. All that traffic ahead of you had to get away.
Worth a try, though.
Well, if you were on a SID, a past SID, that would have been no problem. Early turn right, but unfortunately, you tackle, it delays the whole thing. Camera 49, Julia from Sierra 7 line up runway 10 right. Wait, small delay in the runway before departure.
10 right, Sierra 7, Shimon 49, Julia.
So, George, thanks very much. I've just seen that there now. Received a message from my son in the airport, tech issue with the Polaris. Haven't seen you to say congrats, by the way.
Mike, November to Sierra Leone, Dublin, Thursday. Signature is 1020 miles. Where are you ready to stay? I get the Sierra. Okay, what's the exit point and your request altitude on route to North Wales today?
That's about just out of next to BAM and went to able like 6,000 feet initially and then 4,000 feet.
Mike, November to Sierra, not a big question. 2,000 feet initially. Switch towards the line before approaching and then clear the R15 on your right hand side.
Okay, so I turn towards the line here, north of there, and another 2,000 feet.
Summer 490, English 122, and runway 120, you are here, Delta 59, from Sierra 7 line, runway 10 right away.
What's your right way, Delta 59?
Could you set Kilo Dublin cars at Unity 1020 Hexagon Galvin, standard route to the south of Asia? Route towards Isaiah, please. The active runways are 10. Isaiah is the limit, running south on 10. Could you set to one item of VF4 traffic, just 109 in your 1 o'clock now, route to Eastbound, showing on verified altitude 1,200 feet. Thank you for that.
Delta lining up for Minneapolis. So we could have the situation where the Polaris goes tech.
Delta 259, the wind is 120
Okay, I'm here tomorrow
runway
as well.
10 right, you are clear, take off.
3 days in a row.
Only 10 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 259.
American 725, from Sierra 7 line up runway 10 right and wait.
Runway 10 right and Sierra 7, American 725.
Coming off to Echo Sierra, Norfolk to line, it must like turn left 5 degrees when you can, and just approaching well on the level now, 1.5.
I can do November Echo Sierra. Okay, report to ground station, your altitude and your request. FIS now on 118.5. Bye bye.
185 for Echo Sierra, good day to you, ma'am.
American 725, the wind 1204, runway 10 right. You are clear, take off. Bye bye.
10 right, clear for takeoff, American 725, bye bye.
He's nowhere near you.
Liner 3780 from
I'm nice like
07
that
liner
tonight.
runway 10 right and wait. You will get time on the runway program.
Got line up and wait, runway 10 right, Ryanair 3780.
Echo 272, thank you for that. I have a heavy just rotating now at the midpoint, 10 right. Cross runway 10 right and hold west to be in the tower, please. And remain south of 10 left. So cross 10 right,
gonna cross
hold
over.
west to be in the tower and remain south of the north runway.
Cross 10 right, west of the tower, and remain south of the north runway, Echo 272.
Go 272, remain south of 10 left and contact tower north please on 124.680.
Echo 10 left, and turn on 14680, Echo 272.
Adrian, don't jinx us like that. This is turning into the Antonov departure. Don't do that to us.
Ryanair 3780, we're just through 2 minutes now. The wind is 1204, runway 10 right. You are clear, take off, bye bye.
Good, take off 10 right, 3780, thank you, bye bye.
Whiskey Delta, thanks for your patience. From Sierra 7 line, runway 10 right on wait.
Line up, wait, runway 10 right, 74, Whiskey Delta.
The reality is they're watching me with a better quality camera than I'm watching them.
Cancellation for Whiskey Delta, the wind is 120 6, runway 10 right. You are clear, take off, bye bye.
Runway 10 right, clear takeoff, Cancellation 4, Whiskey Delta.
Line 87 Delta Bravo, low from Sierra 7 line at runway 10 right and wait.
From Sierra 7, line up 10 right and wait, line 87 Delta Bravo.
Hi, Nan. So folks, I still have no update. The last thing I can see is at 11 departure.
A-line 87 Delta Bravo. The wind is 1305, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off. Bye bye.
10, clear to take off. Delta Bravo to Valley.
Shamrock 164, Louis department from Sierra 6 or Sierra 7 today.
We're able to Sierra 6, Shamrock 164.
Shamrock 164, taxi Sierra 6 and hold short of 10, right?
Sierra 6, hold short 10 right, Shamrock 164.
Shamrock 164 from Sierra 6, line up runway 10 right and wait.
Sierra 6, line up away 10 right, Shamrock 164.
Dave, don't know whether you heard me with all the noise, but I did say hello. Welcome. And Diane, hello to you. Tom, howdy.
Shamrock 164, the wind is 1505, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off. Bye bye.
Check up 10 right, Shamrock 164, bye-bye.
Finance 750, low, taxi Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right and wait.
Confirm 2107, line up runway 10 right, Hainan 752.
Finance 7528, firm taxi Sierra 7 and line up runway 10 right and wait.
07, line up runway 10 right, Hainan 752.
Sheila, howdy. And Alan, hello to you too. My name, please, Paul. That's what he said, wasn't it?
Hainan 752, the wind 1506, runway 10 right, you are clear, take off. Bye bye.
Clear for takeoff runway 10 right, Hainan 752.
Brian, I know. We're going to have to make an executive decision in a little while because nothing was charged. I just came out with what was left from yesterday, so we'll see.
Sierra 7, enter runway 10 right, report runway vacated, and you can take your time on this inspection.
Copy that, enter 10 right, report vacated, okay, vacated on 3-4.
That's fine.
Killian, it was meant to be 11 an hour and a half ago. Instead, it's been sat there on the west apron with its transponder on since about 10:30. So we have Dairy on pushback, Lufthansa, the mouse sticker. Yeah. We're going to have Deg to Marseille. I'm going to give it to 1 and then we'll make a decision at that stage. Chat shortly, Ruby. Compensating.
When it's cold, summer when it's warm.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
600 or 800?
214, vacate left onto 34 and left onto Sierra.
Go straight to the phone.
Left on 3-4 and left on Sierra.
Nice. Yeah.
Our rescue 4 now.
I kept to send that to them.
Rescue 4, thank you. Hold short runway 10 right and contact ground 121.805.
Yeah.
That's 805.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, you can get pictures.
Stairs up on it there.
You can get pictures from around there anyway. So yeah,
I'd rather see it airborne.
exactly. Yeah. See you later, man. Kevin, off to work. Chat later. Noosh, don't know whether I said hello, but hello. So, like I said, we give it to 1 and then I'm going to call it at that stage because the batteries weren't fully charged from yesterday anyway, and we had only intended on being here an hour, and that was 2 hours ago. Yeah, I'm going to have to milk the camera work on Dairy, alright. You know what will happen though? As soon as I pack up and get in the van, it will move. So that's EIDEG to Marseille. on taxi that we can see. Derry is just crossing 1634 on the way. Mark, just seeing the comment, wind direction, sorry. Yeah, we're still good. We're on easterly winds at the moment, so that kind of risk has dissipated for the moment.
Shamrock 514, good afternoon, Sierra 6 available.
Yeah, we're able to see Air 6, Hammock 514.
Shamrock 514, thank you, Sierra 6, line up runway 10 right.
Line up runway 10 right.
United 757 on taxi to us now as well.
Shamrock 514 and line up system 14, 035, runway 10 right here for takeoff.
Sorry.
Transit 979, guten Tag, Sierra 6 is available if you wish.
Hi, Sleeper 7, full length of 979, thank you.
Transit 979, roger, taxi Sierra 7, hold short runway 10 right.
Good, hotel runway 10 right and 0979, good talk.
It's now not taking off until 4, someone says. What?
Hello, 979, fully ready.
Transit 979, thank you, Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right.
Sierra 7, line up away, runway 10 right, Lufthansa 979.
Transit 979, Sierra 7, clear takeoff from runway 10 right, service in 140 degrees at 5.
507, Quebec, runway 10 right, Lufthansa 979, thank you.
It's definitely got Antonov vibes. Yeah, well, we stayed for the Antonov. We won't be staying for this one, unfortunately. The margarine for error on the dairy jokes. Right, wait for it, because that's what this is all about. Look, you'll see as it goes by. Oh, it's already rolling.
Ryanair 9319, good afternoon, Sierra 6 is available if you wish.
Seven 757, just about to join the taxiway. Yeah, I have no update, so if it has pushed back till 4 o'clock, there's not much I can do.
Ryanair 9319 on line up station 150, please 5 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff. Runway 10 right, clear for takeoff, Ryanair 9319.
So someone's just messaged me saying, doesn't look like it's going anywhere for a while. Yeah. Churn and burn from Derry, love it. Well, it was certainly moving when it came off the Sierra 7. So. Yes, so the message I have received is accompanied by a picture, thanks Dave, and its engine cowling is open and being worked on. So, tech. You're triggered by the offset reg. Oh yeah, on the Disco. Yeah, the Discovery has the offset reg on the rear. Route is the same. Route can't handle the reg plates on the front of Alfa Romeos. So, yeah. Again, thanks to Dave. He was after taking a spin down there. And we have engineers at the engine number 1 on the Polaris with the casing open. So we'll get to 757, folks, and we'll call it. I do need to sleep because I am back in work tonight. You leave my offset reg alone. No, there's nothing wrong with it. But I know, like I said, it does trigger route.
she can't. She actually
Shamrock 1
feels ill when she sees the front of Alfa Romeos.
Runway 10 right.
6 line up, wait, 10 right, Shamrock 102 whiskey.
If it's designed that way, it's not a problem.
United 229er, good afternoon. Give way to Aer Lingus 320, lining up by Sierra 6. Behind taxi Sierra 7, hold short runway 10 right behind.
I will give way to that Airbus lining up at Sierra 6, then we taxis Sierra hold short at 10 right at Sierra 7, United 229.
It's when you have a car that has a registration plate centred on the back, but it's like it's hanging down on the left-hand side or hanging down on the right-hand side, or it's not perfectly even in the surround. That's when you get triggered. But if it's designed that way, there's nothing you can do about that. So, unfortunately, our week of disappointment continues. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm running on nothing as it is, so I do need to go home and lie down before I'm back in for the full night again this evening. We might do something later tomorrow. May even go for the Emirates A350 in the evening time.
Shamrock 1 at all, whiskey Sierra 6, clear takeoff runway 10 right, Kirsten 130 please, that's 5.
6 1 right, clear takeoff, stand up, right.
Smoke on top whiskey Kirsten 140 please, 5 now.
Clear takeoff, stand up, right.
United 229er, Sierra 7, line up runway 10 right.
At Sierra 7, clear the line up 10 right, United 229.
Where's the determination? Get out there and fix that engine, Paul. Love it. There is still talk of this Dubai Air Wing 747 over the weekend. I believe Brian, KC Rally and Planes, might be covering the arrival on Saturday. I'm going to guess, Ado, you're going to adjust your stream time for Sunday to get it if it's the partner, yeah? So folks, if you're coming up to the airport, I think Anne-Marie posted there, it's now postponed until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
United 229er, Kirsten 160 7 knots, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
It's still been worked on
Takeoff
over there
runway
as we
10
speak, so
right, United 229, bye-bye.
I will be back tomorrow. I'll see what's on the board and interesting. I'll adjust the time accordingly, but I think we might do an evening stream. We haven't done one in a while, so let's see how it goes. In the meantime, Simon is live in Manchester. Simon Lowe, Aviation. I encourage you, once I'm done here, fire on over to him. You won't be disappointed.
I may not. Oh, 80 may not be on Sunday. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, 80, if you want to fire on, you fire on, and then if you can't, I'll consult, or should I say, I will submit a permission slip for Sunday. If you're not going to, but obviously I won't if you are. We'll see. That's if this thing comes in. It's all rumours. And Nout has come in all week. That was rumoured, so who knows? Anyway, folks, thank you very much. I am sorry. There's nothing I can do about this. You know I don't like leaving when something is meant to be due out, but I just have to go home and get some kip before work. Right. So, I'm back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll do an evening stream, depending on what's happening. And I said, I think Brian Casey Rallying Planes did say he was going to possibly stream Saturday, so I imagine if that 747 is due in, he'll work around that.
Sun Express 7 Madrid, good afternoon. By
See, can we end with a wave?
10 right and await. I'll call you back in 2 minutes in relation to your slot time.
Hello, good afternoon. Line up on ways. We're on the 10 right. By the 7, I copy that. 7 normal.
Yeah, double wave. I'll take that. They're not going out straight away. They've been told they have to wait. So, anyway. Right. I'm away. Folks, if you haven't, do press the like button for me. And I shall see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.